Good day, good people, good day. How are you? Hope you're all well. So yes, what do I have in front of us today is a wrapped up package. So long story short, went to go pick this up. The air gun company delivery just wasn't going to be here in time, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go past there anyway. So I thought I'd just arrange a trip nearby, so on the way there I picked it up. So there we go. Anyway, without further ado, it's a rather large box, so it ain't the pistol today. So let's see what we got. Oh, we have some polystyrene. I think we're upside down. Oh, looks like we might be. Again, full unboxing. Not, as you can see, still fully wrapped. Not touched it, not even opened it. Looked at the instructions. Don't even know what it's all about. So, yeah, not a chance to even, I wouldn't say rehearse with it, but have a muck around with it. You know, how it even loads, anything like that. So this is a full unboxing, and then I'll just go right ahead. Voila. What I can tell you, it is the Trimex Arms TX4A1. Look at this. I thought, you know what? I've got the Crossman R1, got all the little toys on it, got everything. I thought, let's just go back to Billy Basics. Nothing major on it. Let's just go vintage, yeah? Let's go back to an old vintage rifle. I'll say it's old. It's been around since the mid-1980s. The M4 carbine. So, oh, by the way, to our brothers and sisters across the pond, to our best friends in the US, if I get any of this wrong, please comment and correct me. I'm actually hoping I'll get a bit more history on this. I've been trying to do a bit of research, but the history behind this weapon is gargantuan. The real steel still being used in many countries around the world. God, it's been adopted by so many different countries. Obviously, predominantly the American military. So apparently this, obviously real steel, the M4A1, started off as the M4 carbine, or carbine, as I say in America. Designed in the mid-1980s, is a shortened version of the M16A2. So if that's wrong, anything wrong in this little research history thing of mine, please just let me know. Just be gentle. Just let me know in the comments. Happy days. Put me right. Brilliant. So yeah, please do let me know if any of this is wrong. I did try and do some research, because you can't just do an unboxing of a TX4A1, but at the end of the day it's a Colt M4A1, and just a bit of history behind it. So yeah, shortened version of the M16A2 used by the US military, predominantly by the US military, their special forces, they're very proud. Los Angeles Police Department, SWAT teams use this for many years. It's been adopted by our UK Ministry of Defence, with certain regiments using it, certain cap badges adopting this weapon as well, or this style of weapon. But yeah, so the M4A1 though, the A1 version, apparently come into service in 1994. Yeah, so apparently the A1 has a removable carry handle, a feature not present in earlier M4 carbine or carbine models. Okay, so there you go. So anyway, real steel, again, 5.56, NATO, lightweight, gas operated, air cooled, magazine fed, shoulder fired weapon. And what a weapon it is. Extremely reliable. God, seen all over the world. You've seen them in Hollywood movies, especially Heat, SWAT as well, with Samuel Jackson and LL Cool J using, the good old M4. It's just full of history of this weapon, and has been going for a very long time. And there are many different versions of it now, AR platforms, loads of different countries copy of it. So there you go. Bit of history. And now you're probably saying, as per, get on with it, stop cracking on. So anyway, I looked on the airgun shop I got it from, looked these up. Trimex arms, apparently in the description on their airgun website it says Trimex arms. They're not well known. Well, I knew what Trimex arms were, who they were. I looked at this. 4.5 or 177 caliber steel BB. 450 feet per second apparently, velocity. I don't think this is blowback by the look of it. It is just literally 18 round, semi-auto, powered by one CO2, 12 gram CO2. It has got, does not go fully automatic. We've only got semi in this country. And it is a full metal body, apparently. So there you go. So let's have a ganders of this bad lad. Oh, there you have it. Oh, very nice. There you go, so unboxing then. Instructions, get a nice little paper target with it, which should really come in handy actually, because I really need some targets. Or you could just use the box. But yeah, quite a thick cardboard box. Really thick polystyrene, so it's come nice and safe. Look at this. There's your silica gel. Do not eat. Dangerous. Do not eat. Yes? Good. Because you never know. Disclaimer and all that good stuff. Don't want to get blamed for something silly. Do not eat. Sorry, let's get the boring things out of the way. So let's have a look. Use that bag for something else. Maybe keep your phone waterproofed when you're shooting outside and you've got a bit of cover. I don't know. Oh, several shooting targets. Handy. Get them sellotaped to a cardboard box. Lovely jubbly. M4 Alpha carbon dioxide air gun. I love the obviously this is converted language, but look, seems pretty decent. Manual. It's in English and Chinese, I think that may be. Okay. Yeah, so while I'm here, there are many types of this particular air rifle. There is the M4 with no carry handle but Picatinny rails, like the more modern A2 or A3, A4 style. You've got one that come with sights and then a carry, not carry handle, foregrip, and then different barrels. I was going to get one of the more modern ones, but I thought, you know what, I've got a modern sort of air gun or air rifle upstairs, the Crossman R1, and I've got loads of little toys on it, lasers and ACOG scopes on it and all that good stuff, and it's got Picatinny rails galore. So I went, you know, I just want something vintage. No sights, well, this has got iron sights, but we'll go into that. Right, okay, enough of the manual, but yeah, pretty basic, tells you how to do stuff. Not even movable sights, windage, like the real steel. I mean, we'll see how it fires soon, eh? Oh, apparently it's got a simulated bullet. Okay. So yeah, there you go. You can take the sights off and put your own on. Pulling the charging handle opens the port cover. Oh, okay. Let's just see what it's got. But basically it's got parts in the back if you need it. Anyway, not bad. Pretty decent. Let's have a look what you get. Right. Oh. Metal magazine. Ah, right, okay, I get you. So basically it's one of these where, like the cyber gun ones, there's your Allen wrench or Allen key. I might actually utilise this right now. That's to tighten your CO2 up. So I'm just going to, instead of smashing my nails, so basically what happens is, this is the, your simulated mag, pretty decent. Just going to push that button down. And then your mag's going to pop out of your mag, if that does make sense. So here we go, just like your normal pistol mags, you're just going to pull that down. Let's have a look. You need nails for this, by the way. There you go. So that pulls down. You can see that. There we go, getting some light. So that's been pulled down, and then that locks into place there. Again, not had this out the box, so bear with me. So yeah, I'm just looking for any little holes where the BBs might go, apart from the top, because sometimes that's not good. Yeah, so I do believe they look like they're going to go in that way, in the top there. But again, I will double check. Yeah, so there's your valve there, look. Make sure plenty of silicone gun oil goes on there, or on top of your CO2 beforehand, or even drop a dab in there. Make sure it gets plenty of CO2. Sorry, your CO2 gets plenty of silicone gun oil, will maintain your seals. So yeah, there you go. So the CO2 will drop in, and you'll tighten that up from there. Listening for the audible hiss. Drop your BBs in there. Press the button. Clipping that back in. Beautiful. Right. Let's have a look at this bad boy. Ooh. Look at this. So yeah. The TX4A1. Ladies and gents, this is made out of metal, all metal. The only thing that's high grade sort of polymer is the foregrip and the pistol grip, and your stock, good old M4, M16 stock, different positions. But again, if you do want to pull that off, you can push that down, take that off by depressing it that way, putting it back on to move it. Yeah, happy? Oh, I mean, this has got some weight to it. It's got to be at least a kilogram and a half. There you go. No massive white writing, little Trimex arms on there. It's not going to hurt anybody. So there you go. Full metal barrel. Good old, even though it is for close quarters combat, the old M4A1. Still quite have a bit of a longer barrel. Here's your iron sights. So you've got your day and then night sights, or your night aperture. And then they line up absolutely perfectly. Again, fully adjustable. We're going to put them in the centre the best we can. So they're fully adjustable, left and right, just by twisting that little knob there. And then again, you can put them up or down by turning this dial. You can have them up or down. They actually do lift up and down. Look at that. Adjustable sights. Beautiful. Little sling hooks for your mounts there. Little sling mount. Also, decently enough, been waiting for this. If the Crossman R1 had this, this would be amazing. Good rugged. So you can put your one sort of hooked belt loop on there, not your belt loop, sorry, your sling loop on there, so it can have a one, so you don't have to have it hanging off here, so it also has one on the end, as you can see, and actually swings round different places if you want it. So you can have a sling mount there, you can tuck it out the way. Again, that moves. You can move out the way whichever you want. Safety catch. Safe. But again, we're not allowed full auto in this country because we can't be trusted. So there you go, semi-automatic. Again, that's normally your hold open for your bolt carrier. But anyway, let's see how this bad lad. Again, engage the bolt. That normally would hold open your bolt so you can check it. But let's turn it over and let's see what this actually does. So there's your other side. There's your stock. Again, that's your charge your bolt as well. Again, serial number there, little tiny white writing, happy days with that. There's your mag release catch. Here is your, oh there you go. So it's basically got your charging bolt. It's got no sort of fake, it's not blowback, not like the Crossman R1, it's got no sort of slide there. You know, on airsoft versions and the real steel, you can see the bolt there, obviously, and then when the bolt moves to the rear, it ejects the casing, of course. But yeah, this, look, you see that mechanism moving. You close up the dust cover. This just simulates, even though you've got to move that a little bit to engage that. That's a bit of a fake cocking handle, but I think the CO2 just goes in, BBs go in, and it just fires, I think, because it's like a double action trigger. It just, yeah. Look at this. Really well made. Obviously your fixed front iron sights. Again, apparently they're adjustable as well. There you go. There's your sight picture there. Fully adjustable sights. There it is with the mag. Not a bad feel actually without CO2 and BBs. Definitely 1.5 kilograms in weight. You know what, pretty spot on replica to be honest. And there would be obviously your air holes, sort of vents to keep the barrel cool on the real steel. And again, before I forget, undo the knobs there. This does come off to reveal a Picatinny rail underneath, so you can put another sight on it if you really wanted, like an air cog. But yeah. What a spot on replica. Like I said, straight out the box. Ah, there you go. So it knows obviously the magazine's in now. You hear it clicking, double trigger. There you go. There you go. Safety on, safety off. You hear the audible click now of the trigger. It can tell. So it can tell the magazine's in, of course. There's your magazine. We've cocked it there. You can see that engaging there. So you can see the little mechanism there from the bolt carrier. You cock that, make it ready, dust cover opens, and you see the top of the mag there, and obviously your CO2 is going to propel your BB. Ladies, gents, nice little weapon this. Hopefully I can get it out tomorrow, he says. But yeah, what an absolute replica this is. Hopefully we'll get out shooting tomorrow actually. Get it in the garden, as it's been some really good weather lately. But yeah, I just wanted something vintage. I mean, there was about 3 to 4 different versions with different, you know, sort of muzzles on the end, different size barrels. There was, you know, M4s, Picatinny rails and everything on the foregrip, and I went, do you know what, I just want a vintage one. Old school vintage. Something that's just been in everywhere. You know, a weapon that's been adopted by over 60 nations worldwide. What does that tell you? You know, featured in most action films, or variants of it. You know, it's probably seen every major conflict, like the AK-47 has. Obviously, AK-47 came out after 47, but, you know, this Badger has been seeing combat since after 1994. But this is the A1, remember? The M4, first M4, or the Colt Commando, Colt M4, you know, came out many moons ago. First developed in the 1980s, so there you go. And this is the 177 caliber, 4.5mm steel BB firing version, powered by 12 grams CO2. Apparently it's claiming 480 feet per second on the box. So yeah. I mean, people are going to probably ask, can you take this down? To be honest, I've just got it out of the box. I will have a look over the instructions, have a mess around with it later to see if you can actually take it down like a real M16, give it a tiny bit of, if it's metal parts inside, bit of Pelican oil on metal to metal parts, and then silicone oil, the rest of it. There's your trigger guard there. Yeah, so normally, real steel, you could hold open the bolt, push that in, and it would hold the bolt open. Then you could check to see if it's clear. Release, press that to release it. Release the catch, bolt release catch as it were. And then you've got your mag release button there. Mag release, push that in. Releases the magazine. But yeah, so if you notice, trigger's just, yep, moving along. There you go. So putting the magazine in also deploys, I mean, this is an airgun version, that deploys your dust cover. There you go, there's the audible click. So yeah, this is going to be probably no cocking required, but I'll probably do that to simulate it anyway. CO2 in and off you go. Yeah, people, this is a really good replica. I mean, this is going to be picky now, but do you know what would make it even better? If it did have like a fake bolt, a bit of a blowback action, you know, like the Crossman R1 does. It's got a bit of the bolt carrier in there, simulates it in it, blows back slightly. But this is just going to make this more powerful because there's no blowback. There's nothing, there's no sort of fake bolt carrier, no blowback action going on here. So it's going to be quite powerful. Well, look at this. The Trimex Arms TX4A1. Or basically, a Colt M4A1 in the real steel. Gas operated 5.56 or 223, as our brothers and sisters would call it across the pond. Yeah, well impressed. High grade polymer, pistol grip again, foregrip. Your sling mounts, front and rear. But if you're going to be sort of alleying away, you could just put 1 point sling on there, and then it's easier for it to hang by your side. But yeah, adjustable iron sights, front and rear. That comes off, your carry handle comes off, so it does reveal an old Picatinny rail, so you can put your sight on there if you wanted. But well impressed, folks, well impressed so far. Both metal, yeah, metal magazine housing, all this is metal. metal barrel iron sights. Yeah, well impressed. Nice one, Trimex arms. Very nice. There are other models in this. There's some sort of, I want to say, there is kind of a FN FAL / L1A1 version, but it's got a massively long barrel and Picatinny rails all over, and there's another M4 sort of version, but it's got a modernised stock and it's got modernised barrel, you know, modernised muzzle eliminator, flash eliminator, sorry. Yeah, there's a few different versions of this, but I just wanted to get the vintage one, so I've already got, like I say. Just give you a good look there, but yeah, just wanted to vintage one. Nice and weighty. There's your adjustable stock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you go. 6 settings for the old, you know, stock. But again, that's quite a decent polymer. But you could always take that off and swap it out for a different one if you really wanted to. But I just wanted a vintage one. But yeah, nice one, Trimex arms. I do think that FN and Lee Enfield have brought out air gun versions of this as well. I think they're more or less the same. But because again, when Taiwan bring out air weapons, companies will go to Taiwan and say, right, make me an air gun. And then Taiwan, who are awesome by the way, they make the world's best air guns and air weapons. Sorry, air weapons, airsoft as well. I mean, so do some other countries, but more the majority of them come out from Taiwan. They will use the same or similar sort of, you know, baseline. And I think I've seen a few other pictures of some websites where Lee Enfield are bringing out M4s and all that good stuff. So of FN, the actual company, are bringing out air weapons. So yeah, keep an eye out for them. But yeah, folks, this is it. This is the package you get. Instruction manual. I'm just going to call it the M4A1 because, yes, it's a Trimex arms TX4A1, but I'm just going to call it the M4. So you get the M4 itself, cracking replica. You get your magazine that comes out, 112 gram CO2, and your BBs in there. You get your Allen wrench, sorry, couldn't help myself, or Allen key, and then numerous bits and bobs, bit of a shooting target there, and then a decent manual. So yeah, folks, sorry, a bit of a long one, a bit long-winded, probably repeating myself several times, but Trimex arms, well done. Not gonna lie, I didn't really see many. I tried to look at the review for one of these to get some hints and tips, but I hadn't seen any. So yeah, folks, if you get one of these, enjoy it, and hopefully we'll get this out shooting tomorrow and do another video for you. So take care, enjoy the weather, and hope your families are well. Stay safe.